Dr. Uday Shankar Awasthi ji, born 12th July 1945, pre-independence, in Uttar Pradesh. Graduated in chemical engineering from Banaras Hindu University. He has been working as a managing director of IFFCO, famously called IFFCO, Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative Limited, since 1993. Gentlemen and ladies, can you believe in this age, I don't think anywhere in the world someone single individually working for so many decades. It's awesome. And Dr. Awasthi has devoted his life to the growth of cooperative movement. He has shaped the cooperative movement in such a way that any corporate would be envious of IFFCO. Dr. Awasthi created IFFCO Foundation. IFFCO completed 50 years of its inception on 3rd November 2017. Friends, let me tell you something. I have few stalwarts, legends, I personally draw energy from. One of the persons initially was Dr. Philip Kotler. But, sir, in 2017, he has traveled 125 locations across the country, covering 136,000 kilometers and meeting 35,000 member societies and more than 2 lakh farmers. Why? To be with them, talk to them, understand them, and guide them. He is one of those firm believers who says, अगर आप साथ साथ नहीं चलोगे, पीछे रह जाओगे. You have to, he guides, mentors, farmers. He said, you and I are not different. If India has to move forward, it's a cooperative movement. We all know about Amul, what Amul has done to the country, and IFFCO does in the same way. In not just one form. Under Dr. Awasthi's leadership, he's created organizations, Indian Farm Forestry Development Cooperative, Cooperative Rural Development Trust, and you know his heart always lives in rural India. He made IFFCO an equity partner in NCDX, National Collaborative Management Service in NCMSL, and there's no end to the list when I speak out, read out the entities doctor has created in ICS Senegal, IFFCO Oman, Phosphoric Acid Project in Jordan, IFFCO Tokyo General Insurance, IFFCO Kisan Sanchar, IFFCO Kisan SEZ, Kisan International Trading, IFFCO Kisan Bazaar and Logistic Limited, IFFCO AMC. I have thanked Dr. Anurag Surana ji, through which I got associated with IFFCO, and I'm so happy that I met personally 600 associates of IFFCO, inducting them into MC. Anil Dhingra sahab, thank you so much. And IFFCO E-Bazaar, Sikkim IFFCO Organics Limited. Friends, sir, एक सीक्रेट आप बताइए, एनर्जी कहाँ से लाते हैं आप सबके लिए?
Is the passion, is the commitment. It's a desire to do something for my country. That's what brings me here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we request, put your eyes and ears open for 2 minutes to understand, very difficult to understand, what Dr. Awasthi is. All your eyes on the screen, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Dr. U.S. Awasthi.
Thank you so much, sir. Please be seated. I request Principal Secretary, Agriculture, Telangana State Government, Shri Raghunandan Raoji, to please join us on the stage. Dr. Praveen Rao, Vice Chancellor, PGTSAU, and all my honorable jury, please join me. Along Dr. Chandrasekhar, Joanna, Ramkonina sir. Shukumar sir had to leave a little early because, yeah, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, so Shukumar sir had to leave because he had board meetings, but he could manage to reach here. Please join us. I request sir to please honor shawl दीजिए आप दीजिए खोल के
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a standing ovation for Dr. Awasthi. This is a grand moment for all of us. Man with the iron will.
I'll hold this for you.
Come on, friends, let's keep the applause coming for him. Make it a memorable moment for him. We are honored to have people like Dr. Awasthi amongst us today.
I now request Dr. Awasthi ji to please give his Lifetime Achievement Award recipient 2020 acceptance address to all of us.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Devi or Sajjano, I am so happy to receive the honor bestowed on me by Agri Business Summit and Agri Awards. My congratulations also to Mr. Deepak Shah for getting this Lifetime Achievement Award too, and to other awardees. This award is not for me alone. It's for a lot of my colleagues, millions of farmers, millions of cooperators, millions of women who work in agriculture. We in cooperative have a common principle, all for one, one for all. In cooperatives, the capital has no meaning. It's entry for par, at par and exit at par. In cooperatives, you cannot hold more than 20% shares, but you have only one vote. And the person who joined IFFCO, the organization which joined, so it's not person who can join. It's the cooperative society which can join. When you joined IFFCO 54 years back, you entered at par. And the young cooperators enter today also at par. That's the strength of cooperatives. We at IFFCO work for the farmers, for the cooperatives, and for the nation. that is Bharat. Of course, there are many who work for India. So Bharat and India together forms India as an entity. And we concentrate more on Bharat. Globalization is for real. The world has shrunk, and the Indian analogy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or the whole world is a family, is truer than ever. Cooperative competence and ability to transform as per changing global scenario define their growth and stand globally. We at IFFCO totally believe in this and set our benchmark accordingly. We believe in thinking locally but acting globally. I'm often asked why we choose to be cooperatives, and especially outside of India. But for them to understand what is cooperative, and for a commercial entity like us to be in cooperative is something which is very difficult for them to understand. So often this question is asked to me, and I have a standard reply for that. Because cooperatives are the real models of growth of any nation. They represent the grassroots level of India, that is Bharat in its villages. Their growth has the domino multiplier effect on the nation's economy. So what are the core qualities responsible for a strong and sustainable cooperative agri-business model? This is another question which majority of time I have to answer. And my answer is, currency of cooperative is their principle and values where communities are in focus. Cooperatives are the best bet. It's not the individual. It's not the individual who comes and becomes member. It's a society. It's a group of people who come together with a common capital. Say when the smallest of the smallest person, the smallest of the smallest farmers can put in just about 10 rupees, take the minimum share of 1,000 rupees and become our member and become our carrying our products and our services at a very nominal value. Because again in cooperatives, it's not the profit alone. It's more important is what is the service you are providing, what is the quality you are providing, and members' sense of belongingness, their professionalism, allocation of surplus revenue of cooperative for expansion will pave the growth of cooperative as global cooperative. See, the question is, we'll have limited, that you cannot give more than 20% dividend. Regardless of your profit, you cannot give more than 20% dividend. And so what happens with the capital, the surplus capital? You go on increasing. I mean, IFFCO is an example. We have 627 crore of equity. But we have created resources in India and outside India of, I'm talking historical value. I'm not talking of present market value. I'm not talking of value in what you have in the share markets. I'm talking of just historical value is 70,000 crore. And I have nobody's loan on us, no bank's loan on us. We have no loan. It's only our profit, our people, our involvement, our capacity, our capability to put up a project, put up a product which can be cheaper, which can be put at lower cost, and which can be sold at lower cost to our members, because we have to provide not less than 95% of our product to our members alone. We cannot give it to anybody just like that. Today, for any organization Leave alone cooperatives, innovation, product quality, and brand credibility has become more critical than ever for business expansion, besides size and scale needed to achieve this objective. There is need to focus more on cooperative principle as they emphasize a global outlook. They also play a significant role in achieving UN Sustainable Development Goals, which are hallmark for building any sustainable development model of a nation. One of the topmost factor above all this is astute leadership, which makes the difference. IFFCO has firm belief in the cooperative spirit, and at the same time it has not compromised on professionalism. We have promoted proactive ecosystem within the whole organization. This has resulted into positive outcome and cross-domain expansion of IFFCO. Shri Raj Agrawalji has mentioned many of our organizations. I will mention some of them. IFFCO accounts for about 1/4 of fertilizer market of India. With our 35,282 cooperatives as of now, and its member base of more than 5.5 million, 55 million, and more farmers across India. There is no village in this country where we don't have a member. That was the domino effect is. Strategic ventures were made to assure quality products for our rural masses, maintain standard production competency, as well as community services through our more than 22 subsidiaries, joint venture, and associates. In the field of, we started with the general insurance, IFFCO Tokyo General Insurance Company is for insurance, where we had our flagship Sankat Haran Bima Yojana. When we started, the question was how to make it in a manner that it's not the farmer who's going to pay for the premium. The question is to make him understand what the insurance is. And so we said, Khat to Khat Bima Saath. That was our slogan. We started with that, where more than 2 crore farmers, we have already benefited by this scheme, that when you buy a bag of urea or a bag of DAP, a bag of any fertilizer, you are insured for 4,000 rupees as accident cover, which covers any kind of accident. And with that scheme, the question was, how do you give the scheme? So I said, just a receipt. We said, just a receipt of buying the fertilizer from a cooperative society is the insurance policy. And I'm glad IRDA approved that product as a standard product. Then we have in communication and rural finance, IFFCO Kisan Sanchar and IFFCO Kisan Finance. Then we have crop protection in terms of IFFCO MC Crop Sciences with Mitsubishi Corporation as our joint venture partner. Modern retail and agri input services, and also e-commerce platform in terms of IFFCO Bazaar. Then we have farm forestry, wasteland development, livelihood generation, seed production and marketing through Indian Farm Forestry Development Cooperative, multi-product special economic zone, IFFCO Kisan SEZ Limited, logistics, IFFCO Kisan Logistics Limited, farmers trading and development in the name of Cooperative Rural Development Trust, and we have overseas investment for raw material security and fertilizer, Jordan Phosphate Mines Company for our, we don't have rock phosphate in our country, and whatever rock phosphate we have a small amount in Lalitpur and Jhabua is of very low quality and not sufficient enough to even make one plant run. So just to get our security for raw material, for rock phosphate, Jordan Phosphate Mining Company, we have 37% share, with our joint venture partner, Indian Potash, Oman India Fertilizer Company, where we envisaged a different kind of model, and ultimately Government of India saved about 30,000 crore in subsidy reduction. We had this long-term pricing negotiation with them, on which basis the Government of India took that advantage, and I'm glad that we contributed indirectly to the exchequer of extend about 30,000 crore. We and CRIPCO together had put up this plant. CRIPCO is another sister cooperative of ours together. Organic farming, we have IFFCO, Sikkim IFFCO Organics Limited. We have vegetable processing in CN IFFCO Private Limited. And out of these ventures, some of the associated companies are not for profit. As IFFCO has large canvas of giving back to the community in terms of products and services, it is thus not surprising that IFFCO is rated as #1 cooperative of the world as per International Cooperative Alliance in Agri sector. IFFCO has the distinction of being the only cooperative to be featured in top 100 of the Fortune India's 500 companies. This honor is an honor for cooperatives because people always look at cooperative as a small, very small organizations. IFFCO Group contributes significantly to GDP of the country with a turnover of more than $7 billion. We are consistently giving dividend, maximum dividend permitted 20% for its last 20 years. And we have created next 25 years that what we call as dividend equalization fund, that for next 25 years, our cooperative will continue to get 20% as their dividend. And I can tell you about 150,000 people livelihood is supported by this dividend in the country into very interior, in the very interior part of our country. Our flagship Sankatarana, I have already talked about it, to you about it. I feel proud in sharing that last year, when people talk of, it has been, when the group discussion was there, we talked of how during the COVID time, Indian agriculture had a silver lining in our economy and how to turn it into golden opportunity. And I can tell you that since 23rd of March, when lockdown was declared, till today, not a day our factory stopped. Not a day any of our societies, godowns or the shop closed. Not a day laborers were loading and unloading of wagons manually had happened. That is the strength of cooperatives. To remotest part of the country, we can send either by boat or by even the time-tested mules to those locations where going even by any other means of communication or any means of transportation is impossible. The farthest part of the country, we have been able to deliver that. Our effort in the area of energy and resource conservation has had many, many international awards. And I'm glad to inform that in energy, in the front of energy saving, we have saved more than 1/3 of the energy what we consume when we put up these plants. And the water consumption has reduced by 3/5 since inception of our plant. IFFCO is known for its service to provide during last mile delivery of agri input. I've already spoken to you about it. We every day connect to about 2.5 million farmers directly through our Farmers Connect program. And talk to them, our specialized group, talk to them of their any kind of problem. Their livestock, be it their personal problem, be it their problem with any agri government systems, or be it the problem of their crop. Even if there's a problem of they have a stock or they have material which they cannot sell, and how to help them to sell is something also we communicate with them. This is where we make sure that we keep on doing the hand-holding wherever we can. To have the better environment management, we have planted more than 5 lakh neem trees all over the country, and maybe by next year, if we get government approval, we are going to bring new kind of neem with polyploiding technology, by which the neem will start giving the neem seeds, which we call nimoli in Hindi. I don't know what you call in different other languages. And those will be available in 2 years' time, which normally take about 5 to 7 years for neem seed to come. During these COVID hard times, we organized a lot of camps. More than 5,000 locations we organized camp, and reached to about more than 20 lakh people to help them during these time. During the shortage of oxygen, we put up 4 large oxygen plants in our 4 plants, Kalol, Amla, which is near Bareilly in Uttar Pradesh, Phulpur, which is near Prayagraj, or old time called Allahabad, near Allahabad, Phulpur, and in Paradeep, which is in Orissa, Paradeep Road. Our concern for agriculture sustainability and better environment has led us to introduce Sagarika, which is a biostimulant from the seaweed, and now world first nano-urea liquid fertilizers. When the group was talking about how to involve the next generation, we looked at 500 cc bottle of nano liquid urea will replace 1 bag of urea, and it's available without any subsidy, will be sold and without any subsidy from government, and its price will be 10% lower than the price of 1 bag of urea, which will be just 240 rupees. And not only this, it will also reduce the environment, it will reduce the water pollution, because it will not leach. It will reduce the air pollution, because in urea, when you spread it, besides going into the water and spoiling the water, NOx from this goes to atmosphere, so that will not happen, because this has got 85% absorption rate, than 30% of conventional urea when you put into the soil. Besides this, it will have lower water consumption. So, and we have also in the process of just government approval of nano zinc and nano copper, which will replace zinc sulfate and copper sulfate from the soil. And next year, already we are in trial stage of nano DAP, which we have planned to sell at 400 rupees per bottle of 500 cc, which will replace 1 bag of DAP, and present price of DAP is 1,200 rupees, which is given by the farmers, and 1,200 rupees subsidy is given by the government of India. This will be just 400 rupees without any subsidy, which will be available to the farmers by next year, because government approval is expected to come very short time. FCO, already nano urea has been approved by the fertilizer control, has been added into fertilizer control order, and we are not stopping here. We are striving to achieve the aim, the desire, what our Prime Minister called from Red Fort, of eliminating chemicals from the soil. And we are towards committed as a farmers' organization, as a cooperative organization, as an organization of the farmers of the country, that what we have spoiled the soil for last 54 years by producing, we are the biggest producer of chemical fertilizers. both urea and DAP, and we are planning to shut them to have these nano products to the farmers. This is where I think our vision lies. I reserve my special thanks to the honorable jury for this award. Love and affection of the farmers, cooperatives, industry, and above all, blessing of my mother, Srimati Durga AWASTHI, which has inspired me 72 years back to give my best to my country and farmers. I once again express my gratitude to Agri Business Summit and Agri Awards and organization, and I wish them all success in their future. God bless you all. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you very much.